The first question I get every year is whether or not individuals or small business owners have to file 1099s. So, if you're a small business owner or self employed, meaning you got a 1099, which creates a Schedule C on your tax return, or if you're a rental property owner and you file a Schedule E, then at the very least you have a compliance issue, which means that you need to go back and look at your expenses for the prior year to see if anyone that you paid falls under the umbrella of being required to receive a 1099. And ignore the question of whether or not you're an LLC. That's irrelevant to the IRS. That's for legal purposes only. An LLC is not for tax purposes. So it's whether you have a Schedule C or a Schedule E, or if you're a partnership or S corporation, those almost always need to send 1099s. So if you fall under any of those situations, then we need to continue this conversation. So, if you paid individuals or businesses via cash or check, if you paid them with a credit card, the credit card companies will take care of issuing 1099s from their end. So, if you paid someone with a credit card, then you don't need to worry about issuing a 1099. But if you paid them with cash or a check and you paid them for services or rent or prizes during the year, if you're a nonprofit, and it was more than $600 either in total or even just one check, then you need to issue a 1099. So some examples of this are legal and professional fees. So accountants, attorneys, website designers, if someone, did a social media account for you, anything like that, they should get a 1099 if you paid them more than $600. Cleaning services, if someone came in and cleaned your building, if you had someone come in and repair something, so if someone put on a new roof. And one of the questions I always get is how much the 1099 should be for. It should be for the total of your checks. So you may not even know how much the roofer spent on materials and labor and all that stuff. You're not going to know that. They're going to send you an invoice for $20,000. So you write the 1099 for $20,000, and it's their responsibility on the other end to deduct off all the labor and, insurance and materials and everything they had to get to their net income. So issue it for whatever you wrote the check for. And then again, send one to your landlord for any rent you paid, and then prizes or awards if you had bingo or other things like that. The way you determine if someone should get one, if you're not sure, you send them a W-9, which will give you their name and address and either their EIN or social security number. If they mark on that W-9 that they're a sole proprietor, single member LLC, partnership, or a trust or estate, then you need to issue them a 1099. If they indicate that they're a C corporation or S corporation, you do not have a 1099 filing requirement. However, if you inadvertently send one to a corporation, no big deal. No harm, no foul. It's better to send one than not to send one. They should be keeping good books and records on their end anyway, so they should already be picking up the income. So go ahead, send one. You did your part, and then it's their responsibility to keep good books and records.